I adore farming game hybrids that bring different genres together and give us memorable experiences. And with 2024 being a not-so-bubbly year for some farming game releases, 2025 looks a bit more promising, so let's talk about some of the games that you can expect to play on Nintendo Switch and or PC, which should definitely make it to your wish list. And right off the bat, let's not play any games and say like, oh, I'm gonna save the best for last. How about we talk about the best right now? Of course, it's Rune Factory, The Guardians of Azuma. I am dying to play this one. I adore Rune Factory 5, and I see Marvelous is going in the right direction with it. I'm gonna fight you if you tell me that Rune Factory 5 is bad, okay? Don't at me right now. So I can only imagine how much they've built on that, while also, of course, I've been praying to the developer lords, please take some more time to optimize your game for the Nintendo Switch. As someone who adores both RPGs and life sim games, this is literally the best of both worlds, and anything a gamer like me can ask for. In this new entry, we are the Earth Dancers. We're fighting against the Blight, so we have two protagonists to choose from. Not only will we be farming, but we're also rebuilding entire villages and exploring ones with traditional Japanese themes, and of course, you have your bachelors and bachelorettes that are ready to be swept off their feet by you. We have a few weapons to choose from, gods to revive, and fully voice-acted scenarios to play. I don't know about you, I'm getting this day one, and let's settle this. Rune Factory 4 or Rune Factory 5? Let's fight about it, chat about it in the comment section. Be respectful, guys, okay? I'm kidding. We keep it bubbly in here. Anyways, while not exclusively a farming sim, any chance that I get to talk about fantasy life, this is like literally, like, I don't know. Do I want to play fantasy life more or Rune Factory? I don't, both are gonna have to fight. Luckily, we have both to play in 2025. We talked about the new Fantasy Life a couple of times on the channel. I'm so upset that it kept getting delayed, but hey, that means that we're gonna get a better game overall, which is a win for all. Anyways, the terraforming options are gonna give us freedom to decorate the island however we want to, and the new professions, farming and artist, are gonna spice up the variety that we already have with the 12 pre-existing professions from the first game, which are gonna be coming to this new entry. This is gonna be great for introducing new people into the franchise because the gameplay caters to so many different play styles, and it's all about how you like to play. You can be a fisher or a woodcutter or a cook for something more chill and relaxing, or you can be a freaking archer or paladin if you like combat in your games. There's something for everyone. And I want to know if you played the 3DS version or this is gonna be your first time into this amazing masterpiece called Fantasy Life. Now, if you're new here, I freaking adore Red Dead Redemption, and I called that game, Red Dead Redemption 2 specifically, an RPG on the channel, and I'm willing to die on that hill. But you're like, why the heck is she talking about Red Dead Redemption and RPGs? Well, because the voice actor of Arthur Morgan, which is the protagonist in Red Dead Redemption 2, voiced the trailer for a new farming sim called Cattle Country. So see, you know, that's how we bridge things. And this game looks like a farming game on crack, simply put. Mixing up farming and coziness with action-adventure is a recipe to capture my heart. Anything that lets me enjoy different playstyles is gonna win me over. So here you have your fishing, your mining, crafting, and farming, but also cattle drives, bandits, robberies, and sweeten that gameplay with a bit of romance. The graphics look so cute, I love pixel art, and the trailers show so much going on, like I cannot help but be intrigued by it all. So this is high up on my list. The next one is gonna go for a game that is already out, but I refuse to play it until 1.0 is released. We're talking about Fields of Mistria. It looks amazing. I have seen nothing but spectacular reviews from both creator friends and you, bubbly friends who are always tormenting me in the freaking comments telling me how much it's great. I know it's great. I'm just waiting for the full release. Anyway, each time I see the devs post a new update, I can tell they love their game and the player base so much, and they really want to give us a genuinely fun experience. However, like Coral Island, I refuse to play that in early access. Then when the full game came out, it's got me in a chokehold. I cannot escape that game. I want that to be Fields of Mistria next year because I'm almost done with Coral Island. So yeah, I hate going back to games over and over again. Let me know if you enjoy that, but that's just not my play style. I want to play the game once and get it over with, unless like a major DLC comes out later. And I heard that it runs really well on the Steam Deck, so that might mean that we can have a good port on the Nintendo Switch. Now, we don't have a release date for this just yet, but I see the developer developers posting about it so much on Twitter that something in me feels like it might come in 2025, but I don't know. Everbloom's graphics look so cute and wholesome, and it seems to have many gameplay features that I personally enjoy in my farming games. You can craft, design, construct buildings, and apparently ranching has a step up to what other recent farming games have. Each animal has its own personality that can be passed down between parents and children, so we can find wild animals with unique traits to collect. We can also cook and breed flowers, romance, fish, and enjoy NPC quests. There's so much on offer here that it's really hard for me to look away and not be excited for it. Wanderstop is a tea shop management game that emphasizes gardening and using your tea machine. The trailer of this one caught my attention. It actually caught me off guard, and when I saw the devs delay it for next year, I had a sigh of relief because you're like, you know what, we have already a lot of cozy games that have been disappointing this year, so let them cook and, you know, brew that tea, you know, see what I did there? This one has an emphasis on its narrative, so it's really important for us to have the full experience, and I see them tackle a lot of topics like anxiety, which I really appreciate seeing video games talk about, so I cannot wait for this one. Another story-based farming game is also coming in 2025 called Ritual of Haven. This one is from the same developers behind the overwhelmingly positive reviewed Sticky Business cozy game on Steam if you played that one. In here you have 22 arcana constructs to grow a magical herb garden, and you can use your witchy skills to stabilize portals that have been causing problems to the village you live in. I like the added deck of cards that are going to help you with your farming, but I have to say it gives me some vibes of Bandletale. I did not enjoy that game whatsoever, so let's hope that this one actually delivers. The next two are taking the internet by a storm. They're both MMOs and they're very hard to ignore. So the first one is Floatopia. This is an MMO all about farming, fishing, logging, and decorating on a floating island, and you're in a world full of superpowers. There will be a main story unfolding and different realms for you to visit inspired by diverse cultures. It looks magical and full of potential, wholesome and cute, but as usual, for both of these games, I'll tell you the second one in a second, MMOs have the question of the gacha system and how predatory it can be, so let's hope that, you know, they go easy on us. I'm definitely going to be on the lookout for this one, and I will play it and let you know exactly what to expect because we keep it 100% over here. The second one, on a similar note, is called Loftia. This is a solar punk farming cozy life sim MMO that draws inspiration from games like Stardew Valley and Animal Crossing. They had a massive success on Kickstarter, so you can expect to have player customization, house decorating, crafting, and more. It looks very promising. The graphics are very cute to say the least, so again, be on the lookout because I'll definitely be covering this one when it's out. The next few are ones that I'm skeptical about. Like, I want to be excited about them. There's also something in me that's like, Bubbles, calm down. But before we get into these, hello you gorgeous human being, it's Miss Bubbles. I am dying over here with bronchitis and fever and all of that, but I want to make these videos because I just don't know how to rest, to be honest. So if this video is helpful, squish the like and subscribe button so we can help YouTube find more cozy and farming loving friends that will find benefit of watching this video. Tales of the Shire. We've talked about it before. The graphics and the environment look amazing, but I'm not so sure about the way these hobbits look. The gameplay overall, also not so sure. And the feet. Can we hide them feet, please? Anyways, the gameplay. So you have your fishing, farming, and cooking, and this last one, cooking, is what I'm intrigued by the most. I love when farming is made use of in a game, and what better way to do that than to have an in-depth cooking system. Now, the devs said that they're working on making things a bit more complex than the version that a lot of content creators played. I refused to play that one because I was like, you know what, just let them cook. If I have bad impressions about that game, I'm not going to come back to it, so let me wait. So if they can do something similar to Epic Chef, if you've played that one, that would be great. It doesn't have to be as complicated as Epic Chef, but let me play around with flavors and aromas and cook some fun dishes and expand my recipe base. I've also been getting into decorating a lot recently because of Coral Island. You know, I'm in my decorating era, which feels so good, so I see that this game is going to bring a lot of decoration options, which is going to be fun to explore. So yeah, let's see what happens. And from Marvelous, the same team who's bringing us Rune Factory, Guardians of Azuma, we have the new untitled Story of Seasons game that is just like, they couldn't be any more vague with that one. Last time we heard anything about it was through a showcase where we were promised improved graphics and performance and, you know, better quality of life features. We know that seasons have been getting worked on to make them more immersive. We also know that we have dogs and cats, and we saw a glider in there. Breath of the Wild surely is making a lot of impact in these farming games. We also have it now in Evershine, which is coming in 2026. I wish we'd know more about the future of this franchise, and you know, I really hope that they will surprise us with it in 2025. And please, for the love of God, like, instead of doing all of these remakes, let's make a banger of a new Story of Seasons game. Next is Tales of Seikyu, which seems to be getting plenty of inspiration from games like Breath of the Wild, and at first glance, I was very hyped up about it. But the more that I see about the game and the more I read about the gameplay features and all of that, it makes me wonder if it's gonna be able to hook me for long enough, or is it gonna be just another game of play 2 hours, fun times, now I'm bored. I love the feature of taking care of and building your own inn and using monsters to help us on our farm. That's very similar to Rune Factory. I love that. The combat seems okay, but the NPCs don't seem that interesting, even though the game seems to be very focused on them. So with this type of game, it reminds me a bit of Wildflowers. So I hope that they have a interesting story that they're cooking for us that encourages us to explore and push the gameplay forward and unlock new features. So I hope that it's gonna be a memorable narrative that keeps us engaged for long enough. There's also Nivalis that we've talked about a couple of times before, and this is a cyberpunk life sim game, 2 themes and genres that I love, and here you can open your business and meet a diverse cast of characters. I like that they are using weather simulation and night and day cycles to make the game more immersive, and the fact that you can get money and, you know, build and decorate your apartments and do stuff like that, it feels very promising. But I played an early version at WASD London last year, and I have to say the game was struggling. Since then, we haven't really heard much. The game, when I played it, felt very bare bones as well, and it was riddled with bugs. So it still says that it's coming in 2025 on Steam, so let's see what happens. There's also 2 mentions that I would hope to see, but I'm also not so sure. I feel like these games have been in development for so long, I don't know when they're gonna see the day of light. Farm Folks has been in the works for a while now, where you can play either in solo or with friends. You build your mega farm factory. There's loads of resource management and automation in an open world setting with NPCs to romance, crops to grow, animals to raise, and mysterious phantoms to hunt. They had a hiccup in their marketing earlier this year with their post about jiggle mechanics. Wish you didn't do that, bro. That did not go well for them, but they seem to be back on their feet after apologizing for it. Anyway, this feels like it has been in the works for forever, so it will be interesting to see how it plays if it actually releases in 2025. And on a similar note, The Ranchers feels like it has been in development for ages. I also remember Josh calling them out for copy-pasting their Kickstarter page from Coral Island, which is definitely unbubbly behavior. This one seems to be like a farming GTA with so many gameplay mechanics promised that I wonder if, is it gonna be like a jack of all trades but nothing is actually good, or are they gonna master some of these trades, you know? It has potential, but you know, if we ever see that play now button on Steam in 2025, would be good to check it out. Pixelshire on paper seems like it can be a 10 out of 10 game contender, you know? It's an RPG sandbox with emphasis on farming, town building, mastering trades, combat, exploration, and more. It reminds me a lot of Littlewood, a game that I cannot recommend enough, so if it's like it, they're gonna get me hooked. But I played this demo early last year, and let's just say the game was not the best. The developer is very active on Twitter, they're always posting about it, so I hope that they're working towards giving us a complete experience, because the demo just had so many problems. But this game has a lot of potential and fun gameplay loops that can be implemented. Also, please, devs, change the font. It's very hard to read. I've mentioned Sally before, and I hope it actually releases in 2025. The Studio Ghibli inspired graphics look stunning, and the game's emphasis on community is wholesome. You're on this magic flying ship and navigating life as a kid. You can cook, farm, build, and help your friends, and the NPCs are not cabbages, you know? They have emotions and tastes and interests and memories, so you can develop friendships and rivalries. So I don't know about you, but this seems very cute, cozy, and wholesome. I'm in. I also want to give a quick honorable mention for 2 games. The first one is called Call of Boba. As someone who loves boba tea, this one is really cute. It has some farming elements in it, very demure, very interested, as well as we have Grimoire Groves with its take on roguelike dungeon crawling mixed in with farming through the plant creatures that you collect. But let me know, these are a lot of games. Are you excited for any of them, or did I miss something? Let's talk about it. And if you want to know the farming and cozy games that I regret buying this year so you can save yourself some cash, check out this video next. Thank you to my YouTube and Bubbly patrons for making videos like this possible. Thank you for watching, and a shout out goes to the Game Dimension, Jake, Logan, and Stephanie for going the extra mile. Until next time, stay bubbly.